Sure. Sorry. Om yo brahmanam vidadhati purvam yo vai vedanscha prahinoti tasmai tamha devamatma buddhi prakasham mumukshurvai sharanamaham prapadye. Om Shant Shant Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartribhyo Vamsharishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha. Sarvopaplavarahitāh prajñānakanaha pratyagartho brahmaivahamasmi. Brahmaivahamasmi. Om Vedantartha vibhasakaya gurave Shantaya Sanyasine Nanavadi Nagendra Sanghapavaye Yogindra Vandyaya Cha Mohadvanta Divakaraya Bhagavat Padabhidham Vibhrate Tasmai Bhashakrite Namostu Satatam Purnaya Bodhatmane. Om. Whether one wants to be a leader or not, there are bound to be people for whom you will be considered to be an ideal. And the one who is considered as an ideal by some people also has an ideal. And therefore, knowingly, unknowingly, we are all hardwired to follow someone. And as much as the person is evolved, he will become an ideal for many. And that what he does then becomes a standard for rest of the people to emulate. These are the people then whom others will look upon when it comes to making difficult choices and decisions. And that is how they will lead their life. There's a very wonderful Yoga Sutra which says that in order to create an internal atmosphere for samadhi, if we are able to mold our psychology, fashion it, mold it in the way a yogi, a dispassionate yogi, would think, respond, and act in this world, very soon, even such a seeker will develop an internal atmosphere within himself, which is conducive now to samadhi. Vitaraga vishayam vachittam. Because in the Yoga Sutras, Sage Patanjali suggests several upayas, several methods for samadhi. And amongst them, one of them with efficacy is Vitaraga Vishayam Vachittam. When dealing with the world, we are bound to face difficult situations, caught up in dilemmas, difficult choices to make. And at those points in life, at those crossroads, when one is going to be a little confused, confounded, as which road should one take, what should one do? Here is an upaya, suggestion, which says, step out of your shoes. And in this situation, think, what would a Vitaragi person do? Raga obviously means a person whose psychology, whose mind is prejudiced, colored, tainted by his own desires, ambitions, opinions, etc. And therefore, at this point, just to think about the situation from your own shoes, step out and look at this world and the situation from the eyes of a sage whose mind is not tainted. Vitaraga. Raga means color. Vitaraga means the one whose mind is no longer stained. Me and mine, my prestige, my ambition, no, nothing. At that time, think, how would such a sage look at the situation and what decisions would he make? What choice would he make? How would he respond? Start thinking like him, and sooner or later, you will discover that you too are also, that your own psychology now is inclined and getting gravitated towards the state of mind, which is now so calm, collected, clear, and as if turning inward. Vitaraga vishayam vachittam, which means even over there, when it came to a spiritual path, there was some ideal which the person followed. And though I have explained this thing in different words, in different context, here's once again a reiteration of that. When Bhagavan Ram was in exile, Bharata comes to him, his younger brother, requesting him to come back as the father has now passed away, to whom he had given the promise of living in exile for 14 years. And as the rightful heir to the throne, Bharata says that now that you are free from the promise given, please come back, take over. And if you feel that, well, Bharata was to be made the king, coronated, I relinquish my rights. And as a king, I'm asking you to come back. That time, Bhagavan Ram says that, well, even if the person to whom I had promised has gone away, but I am the one who has given the promise and I'm still here. So the promise is still valid. Those words are still valid. And now I'm going to tell you to go back and take care of the kingdom, because people require a leader, a caretaker. And if there is no one there, people will be orphaned. So you need to go back, Bharata. And after having given a long discourse, Bharata now agrees to go back only on one condition. And he says, Rama, you will come back after those 14 years and take what belongs to you. For these 14 years, I'm just going to be your trusted servant, taking care of your affairs. The kingdom, the throne doesn't belong to me. It belongs to Rama. And therefore, I'm going to ask you to give me your sandals. So Rama gives his wooden sandals and Bharata places them on the throne. Bharata never sits on the throne. And that's why this is a different culture where Bharata is the ideal, has stood as an ideal for thousands and thousands of years. The psychology is shaped like this. The brother was not ready to kill the other brother just because his ambitions would have got thwarted. Rama is ready to relinquish his rights. Bharata is ready to relinquish his rights. And for each other, there is this mutual love and respect. Rama is not wanting to crush Bharata for fulfilling his ambition. Bharata is not wanting to crush Rama to fulfill some ambitions of being the king, owning the power and position. No, nothing. This is a culture of relinquishment, not of hoarding, snatching, looting and plundering. So it was a different ideals that were provided for centuries together. But any which ways, the point that I want to make over here is Bharata, whilst even making decisions and ruling over there, never thought as Bharata. He would always think in all situations, what would Rama say? How would Rama respond? How is Rama going to react? What decisions will Rama make? What choices will Rama make? So the decisions, though apparently were made by Bharata, but the psychology is that of Rama. And therefore now Bharata becomes as if he is a mirror image of Rama. Sarupya. Any which ways, the reason why I am saying this is Vitaraga Vishayam Va Chittam is being spoken over there, wherein the person now, even a yogi, follows an ideal. Therefore, in our common day-to-day affairs too, though we want to follow everything that is Shastriya Sampramanam, but now we trust someone whom we are able to admire as a righteous person. And it is just not admiration, because we may even admire a rock star, but his life is not going to be an inspiration. You're not going to say, because there is a rock star and his whatever was his music, composition, lyrics were wonderful. But here, when it came to being promiscuous, he was on the top list. Or when it came to substance abuse, he was one amongst them. So I should also do that because I admire him. No. You may admire him, but not necessarily you idealize him. You may call him an idol, but you don't call him an ideal. You idolize him, just as you would keep a statue, an idol in your living room, perfectly sculpted, only to admire. Because you enjoy its beauty, because it gives you certain delight of the heart and eyes, so you can have it. But he doesn't become an ideal for you to lead your life. An ideal is something that is different, and ideal requires just not admiration, but also requires trust. And we people will always trust someone in whom we see righteousness, in whom we see righteousness. Therefore, ideals are there, and such people then will continue to inspire, help you to navigate through life. Now, whomsoever is such a righteous person that you see, admire, idealize, now, whatever he does, thinks, says, becomes like a compass for you and me to walk through this forest of life. And therefore, Shri Krishna says over here, Yadyadacharati shreshtaha tattadevetaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokastadanu vartate. Yadyadacharati shreshtaha. Whatever is done, said by a Shrestha, by someone who is an ideal, Shrestha. Tattad eva itaro janaha. That all those things said and done is itara janaha. Other people are bound to follow that as a standard. Sayat pramanam kurute, sayat kurute, tat pramanam bhavati, and lokaha tad anuvartate, then people follow that. Kincha sa shresthaha yat pramanam kurute laukikam vaidikam va tad anuvartate tadeva lokaha pramani karoti ityarthaha. Pramanam kurute means pramanatvena svikaroti janaha itara lokaha. Tadeva shastradikam pramanam anuvartate anusritya pravartate phalitarthamaha tadeva pramani karoti. So that people now see this as the pramanam, as a standard to live by. And then we had seen that Shankaranandji said that Shreshthanusari bhavati pamaraha ityarthaha. Now a pamara means itara janaha, he calls them as pamara, means people who are actually blind. Blind in the sense, pamara does not mean person who is blind. Pamara means a person who is totally at loss when it comes to viveka. The person is so blinded only by his desires of sensual satisfaction and appeasement of ego that for him now there is no other pramanam. And therefore what he sees is people around him, and he is, in spite of being a pamara, he will be able to trust only a person who has some righteousness in his life. Therefore, Shreshthanusari bhavati pamaraha ityarthaha. Etena Shreshthasya kritarthasyapi lokahitartham karma kartavyam evaiti siddham. And therefore, now Arjuna, for the Shrestha person, for a person who by his just living righteously has become Shrestha, has become an ideal for others, and that Shrestha, the one who stands on the peak of as an ideal, according to the Vedic standards also, is the jnani. Because for a jnani, the one who is enlightened, now he has nothing more to gain. He has received everything. He has gained everything that can be thought of. And that's why he is absolutely satisfied. Atmatruptaha, he is trupta, he is content. His cup is full up to the brim. He is kritarthaha. We will see the meaning of the word kritartha. His kritartha, to whatever has to be done, he has discovered is done. And the result also is enjoyed, he has got it. So kritarthasyapi. So even if there is one such person, which means the one who is now an ideal even for Shruti, for the Upanishads, one who is seen as an ideal for entire humanity is the jnani. So kritarthasyapi lokahitartham karma kartavyam. So even for such a person, lokahitartham, now he has nothing to gain for himself. Though he may not have anything to gain for himself, but he has nothing even to lose by doing something by which others would benefit. then why not? As I had explained it some days ago, as Swami Dayananda's in his example, which is so apt over here, that I'm going to the office and I find my neighbor on the way who wants to go to the post office. And the post office just happens to be on my way. And I have a seat in my car and I can just drop him. I have nothing to gain. I have nothing to lose by dropping him. It's just on my way. I don't even have to turn left, right, anywhere, take a detour and go anywhere else in a different direction. It is just there. Nothing to lose. Then might as well. And if he benefits by just going along with me, why not jump into my car? Etena shreshthasya kritarthasya api lokahitartham kar. So it is for lokahitartham. For himself, his hitam is already attained. That what is to be attained by him is already attained. And now he has nothing to lose. And therefore, karma kartavyam. He should also do that karma, which him as a person, as some role in the society that he may have to play. Karma kartavyam evaiti siddham. So over there, Shankaranandji now, as an introduction to the next verse, he says, Nanu mahatmanaha kritarthasyapi karmana sadhyam apashyataha karma karanam kutrapi na drishtam. Now for one such Mahatma, one such great soul, and why are you calling him a great soul Mahatma? Because kritarthaha. He has gained everything that can be imagined. There is nothing, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, in attaining the moksha purushartha, in realizing that this Atma is Brahman, he already has gained everything. When you know I am everything, and this all what is, because when I'm saying I am everything does not mean that the meaning of I is an assembly of everything. It simply means that whatever is seen, the entire drishya padartha, the entire range of what can be said as to be the object of experience, drishya padartha is something that does not have existence apart from me. And therefore for him, I alone have become Indra and I'm enjoying this Svargaloka. I alone have become everything and I am the bee and I am the bird. And by becoming the bee, I'm enjoying the nectar in the flowers. And by being the bird, I'm enjoying flying in the air, taking the sunlight on my wings. I am everything. And therefore, there is nothing that I need to become. So the becoming has come to an end, and therefore he is kritartha. Sadhyam apashyataha. Sadhyam means somewhere. Sadhyam means somewhere where one has to reach. The goal, the destination. I have arrived where I have to arrive. I am arrived. I am there. So kritarthasya karmana sadhyam apashyataha karma karanam kutrapi na drishtam. Therefore, if somebody is so fulfilled, absolutely fulfilled, then there is nothing for him to do so that he can be fulfilled, so that he can be satisfied. He already is there. And therefore, for him, karma is not at all a karanam, is not the sadhanam. And if karma is not the sadhanam, why would he take to sadhanam? Why would he do even the karma? Na drishtam iti abhiprayena iti ashankayam asminarthe tvam ahameva pramanam iti Shri Bhagavanah. And if this is the doubt that we cannot see anyone. So over here in the 22nd verse, as we have already seen, Bhagavan Shri Krishna, because Arjuna is demanding that can there be someone who is so satisfied, who is so fulfilled, who is fulfilled, and yet he would take to karma? Shri Krishna now brings that this query to an end by showing him that here is me, Arjuna. I have nothing to gain, nothing to lose, and yet you are going to find me in midst of the karma, doing what is required to be done, that what is appropriate to do, and hence it is that what is right to do, correct, and that's why it is righteousness, living the life of dharma. Shri Krishna Bhagavan here says, Name parthasti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana nanavaptam avaptavyam varta eva cha karmani. Hey Partha, there is nothing that I have to do that is ought to be done by me. Kartavyam nasti kasya me. For me, there is no kartavyam, that this is what I should do. When can you say that there is this injunction, should do, is only under two conditions, because you have to gain, you want something, and if you don't do this, you are not going to gain it. And therefore, you should do it in order to gain something. Or the other condition is, if you don't do, you are bound to face a loss. And therefore, in order to avoid the loss, you should do. Should do will become applicable only if there is something to gain or something to lose. But here, Arjuna, I have nothing to gain and nothing to lose, and yet here I stand in front of you, still doing it. Trishlokeshu kinchana tathapi aham karmani eva varte. Yet I am there engaged in karma. So Arjuna is going to say, sir, then what is the need for you even to do this karma? Nanu sarveshwarasya tava lokasangrahopi na kartavyaha. Sir, then you are going to say so that other people are benefited. But even if they don't benefit, you have nothing to lose. You have nothing to gain. So for you, even lokasangraha, putting people on the right track, is also not important. And therefore, you need not even do that. To which Bhagavan Shri Krishna replies in the 23rd verse, Yadi hayanna varteyam chatu karmanya tandritaha mama vartmanu vartante manushyav partha sarvashaha yadi aham navarteyam. If I do not do the karma, jatu meaning kadachat, if I don't do the karma, atandritaha, without, what do they call it? Without any lapses. Atandritaha. Tandra means some sort of absent-mindedness. And atandritaha means without being cautious, alert, and doing the karma very alertly. Atandritaha, if I don't do it that way, then what would happen? Because mama vartma means the path. People are bound to follow my footsteps. Manushya partha sarvashaha. In various and different in all aspects of life, people are going to follow me. And we should understand that this is very well demonstrated and known that people follow actions more than words. People follow because actions speak louder than words. I may say this is right for you to do, but sir, you aren't doing anything. Oh, well, I don't need to. But I admire you. So because I admire you and I find that you have nothing to do, maybe I also shouldn't do anything. And therefore, but if I do not do anything, as an ignorant person, I may lose the chance of arriving at that knowledge. I will lose the chance of evolving. And that's why people who think that avoiding karma is intelligence, no, sir, it is not intelligence. It is losing a chance. This is deception. When people think that they are smart by not doing it, by not doing what they are supposed to do, because others don't discover that, this is what I was supposed to do, but I have not done, and others have yet not discovered, and that's why I have outsmarted them. No, sir, you may have done something like this, but remember, you have lost a chance of evolving. That's why sometimes I do feel that the problem of unemployment is not the problem at all that people don't have work. The problem is people don't want to work. And very often people have this kind of a problem that why should I do it? Because it is below my status. Below your status or not below your status, if you see that this is something that should be done, and that could be done even by you, then might as well do it. When you see that this is something that should be done, and that what should be done can be done by you, then do it, because that is what your duty is. To shy away from it because of laziness, because of some sort of a prestige issue is, or because of just, not wanting to do it. So by not doing the karma, the person by not doing his kartavyam, that what is ought to be done, the person simply, he is fooling himself. Then this is self-deception. Therefore, Arjuna, if people are going to discover that here is Sri Krishna who is fulfilled and that's why he doesn't have to do anything, people are not going to say he is not doing anything because he is fulfilled. People are going to say he is fulfilled because he doesn't do anything. And for them now, fulfillment would mean not doing what one should do. And therefore, mama vartmanu, because this is how people will follow. Hey Partha, O son of Pritha, that's why I, in order to set the standards right, I also am involved in karma. And to this, Shankarananji has given a very beautiful example. And he says, Grihaswamino Grihasthadravyavad Brahmandastham Sarvam Vastu Brahmandaswamino me Praptameva Bhavatu Natu Praptavyam Kinchidasti Evam Mahabhagya Vairagya Jnana Samruddho api aham Loka Sangrahatmake Karmani Varte eva. Varte eva hi. So, Grahaswaminaha, just as the owner of the house owns everything that is there in the house, that it belongs to him. And because it belongs to him, he doesn't have to strive to make it belong to him. Like that, everything that is here in this Brahmand, in this universe, already belongs to Ishvara. There is nothing that can be said that this does not belong to Ishvara, and therefore Ishvara has to strive now hard to get it. No, Grahaswamino Grahasthadravyavat Brahmandastham Sarvam Vastu Brahmandaswamino me praptameva to me, to I, because I am this Brahmandaswami, praptameva bhavati. Natu praptavyam asti. That's why there is nothing, even a small thing, which is apraptam to me, not gained, is not there, or something still has to be gained is not there. Evam, in spite of that, loka sangrahatmake karmani varte vahi. So, in spite of that, I do this karma for loka sangraha, so that people will follow righteousness in life. And by following the righteousness, by following, living the dharma, what will happen? They will reach the destination sooner or later. They will not miss the bus. They will not devolve themselves. Is there any word as devolve? Can somebody please tell me? As there is evolve, what would be opposite of evolve? No one. But you understand what I'm saying. Mama Vaidike Laukike cha Karmani Pravartanam Bhavatam Pratyaksha Siddhamiti. And Arjuna, I don't have to tell you that I'm doing it, because whatever my actions are seen by you. And that's why it is Pratyaksha Siddham for you. And he, that word he in the original shloka is prasiddhi bodhanartha, is to tell that it is prasiddham, means pratyaksha siddham over here. Tathapi karmani vartate eva vasudevo loka sangrahartham iti. And if I don't, what would happen? What would happen if I don't? So that is said over here in verse number Mama Vartmanu Vartante, because people follow me, because they have Shreshtatva Buddhi in me. And if I don't, they will also not. Let them not. What would happen? So over here, Shri Krishna says, Utsideyuri me lokaha nakuryam karma chedaham sankarasya chakartasyam upahanyami maf prajaha utsideyuri me lokaha nakuryam karma chedaham sankarasya chakartasyam upahanyami maf prajaham. And if I don't, then people who are bound to follow me, what would happen? I will become the cause for their destruction. Utsideyu, I will be destroying them. Sankarasya chakartasyam, and I will be the cause of all confusion. And because people will not know, a person will not know what ought to be done by him. Now he will be doing something that is not to be done by him, and thus there will be all confusion, and in that confusion people will not be able to arrive where they truly want to arrive. And hence, this is the way I will become the cause for their destruction. Look at this bhashyam. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Utsideyuhu. Utsideyuhu means Vinashyeyuhu. All the people will be destroyed. Ime sarve lokaha. People will be destroyed. And what is that destruction means? Lokasthiti nimittasya karmano abhavat. Because that what is really responsible to maintain this world with proper order, the transactions to be in the proper order, is the karma. Is the karma. And tasya bhavat, when this karma will not have any significance for you, then what would happen? Abhavat, the people, it will be confusion and the world will be lost. When would why would this happen? Na kuryam karma chedaham. Aham na yadi aham karma na kuryam tada. If I don't do if I don't do the karma, establishing for people an ideal to follow, then the world will be destroyed. Kincha sankarasya chakartasyam. And not only that, it will be destruction. Sankaraha, there will be massive confusion amongst people. A sannyasi will not know what a sannyasi has to do. A brahmana will not know what a brahmana has to do. A kshatriya will not know what he has to do. And therefore, not knowing, there will be sankara. There will be a generation and generations of people who now are totally lost, not knowing how they should navigate through life to the final destination. Tena karanena upahanyami ma prajaha. And therefore, though being born as human beings, now people have lost this golden opportunity. Those individuals will lose this golden opportunity to know the truth and be free. And thus, I will be responsible for this destruction and confusion. Prajana manugrahaya pravrittaha. Though my arrival in this world is meant so that people are, the benediction arrives to bless this world. Though I have come in this world to bless, but in return, I will become the only cause of destruction. Upahatim upahananam kuryam iti mama ishvarasya anurupam apadyeta. And therefore, this is not according to my nature. Ananurupam apadyeta. This shloka, this over here, Ramaraya Kavi puts a light on this bhashyam. He says, Aham karma na kuryam ched ime lokaha utsideyuhu. If I don't do the karma, the people will be destroyed. What do you mean by destruction? Vinashyeyuhu iti. Means, what do you mean by destruction? By destruction, we simply mean naraka praptyadi lakshanam nasham prapnuyuhu. They will fall into like in an endless pit of misery. Naraka praptyadi lakshanam nasham prapnuyuhu ityarthaha. Sankarasya yajana yuddha gorakshana sevadi varnadharmaha gurukulavasa vaishvadeva vanavasa bhikshatanadya ashramadharmascha Pruthag asankirnaha varnashrama vibhaga bodhakaha. Yadi lupyeran, if these various dharmas belonging to the various ashramas and also to the various varnas. Okay. Yajana, yajana, etc. belongs to the brahmanas. Okay. Conducting the rituals, officiating the rituals, conducting it for themselves and officiating those rituals for others is what the brahmanas should do. Law and administration is to be taken care by the class of kshatriyas. Gorakshana, taking animal husbandry, not for slaughterhouses, creating animals for slaughterhouses. No, Gorakshana. So animal husbandry, basically everywhere else, the word would mean having the stock so that you can have dairy, and then afterwards when the cows and things become old and they become dry, they should be sent to the butchery. No, it is Go Rakshana. For taking care of these animals. So Go Rakshana, Sevadi Varna Dharma, these are the Varna Dharmas. Then Ashrama Dharmas are also there. As a student, Gurukula Vasaha. As the Brahmachari, there is Gurukula Vasa. As a Grihastha, he should do that what the Grihastha has to do, the various Vaishwadeva, Bali Vaishwadeva, etc. And the Panchamahayajnas, etc. have to be done by him. So this Grihastha Dharma. And the Vanaprastha in the retired life means facing towards the forest. He should live in contemplation, not working for, comforts. Though this is an age where a person would require support and comforts, but let that not become the primary goal. The goal of that retired life is now that your mind is no longer occupied with the worries of running the household. Your mind is free, and let that free mind now soak in contemplation. Vanavasa, Bhikshatana, and as sannyasi, that he is totally given only to Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam, and therefore he is not a member of the society who is generating wealth or income, but he is still in this world, and therefore for him Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam is the only kartavyam, and in order to sustain the life he should accept Bhiksha. So Bhiksha, etc. These are the various ashrama dharmas. There are Varna dharmas and there are ashrama dharmas. And all of them are different. A grihastha cannot do what a sannyasi is supposed to do. A sannyasi should not do what a grihastha is going to do, because the ashramas are different. Let the kshatriyas do their work, let the brahmins do their work, let the vaishyas, shudras do their own work. And by that, the ashrama, varnashrama vibhaga bodhaka dharmaha, if they disappear, if they disappear, if those lines are not known, then what happened? Varnashrama sankara syad, there will be total confusion. Sankaraha syad, tena sankarya karanena ityartha. And if by that, tena means sankarya karanena, what will happen? Upahanyam nashaya imam iyam Naraka dukkha praptya, the nasham janayeyam ityartha. I shall be generating only misery for people. And so sankaro narakaya evaiti arjunena eva uktatvariti bhavaha. Tasmad yathaham paramatma sarvajnaha atmavidapi kshatriya jati grihastha shramochitam karmani lokasangrahartam karomi tadvad tvamapi kuru avashyam ityarthaha. And therefore, Arjuna, though me, I am this Ishvara, the overlord of this entire universe, because everything here belongs to me as my own being, and therefore ayathaham paramatma sarvajnaha, omniscient, omnipotent, and atma vedapi, not ignorant, some omniscient, but he does not know Atma is Brahman. He may be knowing everything else, but he does not know Atma is Brahman. Because you find such people, they know, they are able to read everything and know everything, but all that they don't know is what is the reality of life. And so that reality means reality of life is not that people are selfish and they are waiting to pounce upon you like vultures, but reality is that Atma is Brahman. So that is what is to be known, and that is already known to me. In spite of this, that now I am Shri Krishna over here in this historical time, and I belong to the warrior class of people where, this is the class of people who are supposed to take care of the state, administration, law, welfare of the people. So I am Kshatriya Jati and Grasthashrama. I am a householder. And if I don't do the karmas which are appropriate to the Kshatriya Jati and to the Grasthashrama, to this particular station in life, then it will be if I don't do is not a sentence. He says, as I am doing it, what is appropriate to Kshatriya Jati and Grastha Ashrama, in spite of me being this Paramatma, and I don't see that there is anything for me to gain through it, but I'm doing it so that it becomes a standard for people to follow. And so Loka Sangrahartham Twamapi Avashyam Kuru. You also do it. How? For Loka Sangraham, even if it is not for your own sake. And so how does even such a great soul, great sage, it could be said, does this karma, whether it is Ishvara or the Brahmajnani, there is no difference between the Brahmajnani and Ishvara. So he says now, how do these people do the karma? Sakta karmanya vidvamso yatha kurvanti bharata kuryad vidvams tatha saktash-chakirshur loka sangraham. Sakta karmanya vidvamso yatha kurvanti bharata Kuryad vidvans tatha saktash-chakirshur loka sangraham. Just as an ignorant person would do his karma very diligently, because then he sees that if I don't do this, this is what is going to be the loss, and when I do, this is going to be my benefit. And so he does very, very diligently his own kartavya karma. So also the vidwan, so also the enlightened one, let him also do it with equal amount of alertness and equal amount of involvement, but without any attachment. And what is that attachment? We will see. But who is this vidwan? Chakirshur loka sangraham, the one who is desirous of doing good to the world, bringing them to the path of righteousness. So even let that vidwan do this, though he himself has nothing to gain or to lose, yet he sees that there are these people who will suffer if they don't do what they are supposed to do. And for their sake, for their benefit, he does this. So he sets that standard. So what is that and how does he do that? Shri Krishna Bhagavan has simply said in one word, asaktaha. What is that? What is that key word which would mark the difference in the nature of karma, in the nature of action performed by the ignorant and performed by the sage? Let's see that when we meet next. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashyakritau Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Before I close this session, I just want to tell you something very important. I have put it as an announcement on the Facebook, etc., that somebody has opened an account, Facebook account in my name, and it's not me. And this man or woman, I don't know who it is, has been sending friendship requests to various people. And because I never send friendship requests to anyone, but he has been sending, or he, she, whosoever has been sending. And once that is accepted, he messages demanding money, saying that, I'm masquerading as Abhishek Chaitanya. He is asking money from people. So be safe and do not respond to any of these friendship requests. And if you are going to find one, please report him to the Facebook. Report this on the Facebook. And if these are 20 in number, that account will naturally be blocked by the Facebook itself. So he will not be able to do that anymore. So if you have received it, please report it, and he will be blocked by Facebook itself. Thank you very much.